Welcome back to Behind the ZCenes. So, last time I kind of explained some of Zquest here. This time I will hopefully get through the rest of the menu. So first we have Edit, and I guess nothing really interesting there. View, actually you can just do this with the keyboard mostly. So, like, walkability, you just press W and it shows where you can walk and where you can't. Red indicates where you can't walk. F is the flags. We'll get to that later, or probably right now. So yeah, that's all for view, really. Combo flags. So this is where you set up the different flags. You don't really have to remember all of these, but just kind of know what they do. I guess pretty much 91 and up is new to 2.5. I especially like the no enemies, no ground enemies. That thing's pretty cool, those flags. But yeah, you have a whole bunch of flags here. For example, 16 would be secret tile 0, and I will show you what that does later. Actually, I'll show it right now. So, if you set up a flag, this is where you go to edit what it does. So, for example, 16 to 31, if you have flag 16, let's say you want to change whatever into something. Didn't I have flag 16 here? Oh, I did. Yeah, I do. So on this screen, actually, let's see, flag 79, I believe, is sword strike. Let's just see. Yeah, sword trigger, any. So, when you slash that tree, oops, 79 turns to something, and then 16 right here turns to something right here. So if we look in the secret combos here, this misc right here is this. So I believe combo 54, let's see what combo 54 is. Actually, let's see sword. So flag 79 will turn that bush there into just a stump. But combo 54, let's see, 54 right here, cave walk down A. So this mountain here will turn into a cave walk down A, which is basically stairs. And that leads to the first Triforce dungeon, but anyway. So that's a little bit on how flags and things like that work, secret combos. Color set fix, not really sure what that does. NES dungeon template. I guess that just changes the floor to a certain combo. That just saves time, really, if you're making levels kind of like maybe this, and you want this tile for all the floors. You just set that dungeon template and apply a template to all, I guess. Preview mode and drawing mode, I'm not really sure what that does. I don't really use it. List combos used. Not really sure what that does, but anyways. Yeah, autosave, go away. And quest report, that's new to 2.5. You can sort of look where all the locations of everything are. For example, item locations are pretty useful if you're maybe let's playing your own quest. You want to see where all the heart containers are. You just go down here to, let's see, heart containers. So you can see where they all are. One is in overworld screen, or overworld screen 5.9, one in 5A, and then yeah, you just have a list of where all those things are. Next, so that's quest reports. Next is screen. So screen data is also pretty important, and this is very much expanded from 2.10. So most of these aren't available in 2.10, which to do some of this stuff in 2.10, you have to be kind of creative. Oh, side view gravity, that's how you do that. Alright, I didn't know that. So no subscreen, that was also pretty useful, but it was kind of buggy in 2.10 because a lot of times Zelda Classic would crash if you did that. Especially when strings came up on those screens with no subscreen. I don't know, it was really buggy like that. Secrets. So you can set a bunch of this stuff in 2.5. Secrets are temporary, would apply to interior, overworld, and BS overworld, but not NES dungeons. In NES dungeon D maps, secrets are always temporary. That's something you kind of learn. Warp, I guess, just different warps. Items, hold up item. I often neglect to switch on that screen flag, but whatever. So if you put hold up item, if there's an item on that screen, instead of Link just picking it up like click, you'll do the da-da-da-dum. And item falls from ceiling. That's new to 2.5. Screen flags 2. Not really sure what all these do. They're new to 2.5. So are these. So are freeform combos. And whistles. I guess some of these are in 2.10. I'm not sure. Yeah, like the whistle stairs or whistle dry lake maybe. And these are all new. Enemy flags. So if you want a Zora on your screen, you click on this enemy flag. Corner traps, you want corner traps in the room, click on that enemy flag. Middle traps, you know, where there's two in the middle. Like you can have corner traps and middle traps. I'm pretty sure that was used in the original Legend of Zelda. So you just click that enemy flag, yeah, enemy flag to have those. Falling rocks, you want falling rocks, click that enemy flag. And shooting statues, click that enemy flag if you want any combo that is a statue to shoot fireballs. And first enemy is ringleader, and first enemy carries item, enemies are invisible, dungeon boss, blah 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 blah. Those flags are all there. And enemy's item means that once you kill the enemies, they will drop an item. And enemy secret, once you kill all the enemies, a secret will appear. And just a sec, I'm just going to start the soundtrack again. There we go. And enemy secret is permanent, is new to 2.5. It was always temporary in 2.10 and previous versions. Screen data, so this is new to 2.5. I haven't really used it, so I'm not really sure about screen state carryover and that stuff, but I think that's an easier way to do triggers and stuff like that. I'm not really sure though. So screen data 2. Oh, you can make different ambient sounds and things like that. Hold up sound and secret sounds. So instead of the do-do-do-do-do-do-do, you could, I guess, make it, I don't know, the boomerang sound. And this was always in Zquest. Play the secret SFX on screen entry, so you click that, for example, like on the very top right screen of the original Legend of Zelda. Once you go into that screen, it goes do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So that's how you do that. And time warps. I use time warps later, so maybe I'll explain that then. So let's go back to here. And screen, let's see. Layers. Actually, freeform combos. I'm just going to skip that until maybe I actually release a 2.5 quest sometime and I figure out how to use these properly. Maybe I'll explain it then. Layers. I haven't really used layers in this quest, but so basically layers 1 and 2, if you set those to a different screen and you draw, let's say I put a tree, empty screen right here, tree right here, and then let's find this is probably a transparent tile. So I replace all that. Screen 504. Let's go back to the first screen and set the layer there. So layers. So layer 1, 504. And that tree is there. And since the bush, I guess, the bush here, if we let's edit the combo here. No, I'd have to do that in tiles. Let's just do that really quickly. Tiles, and find that bush. Where would it be? Where are all the overworld ones? Okay, here they are. So this one, see the ones with the X's here? That means they're transparent, so if they appear on a layer, they will always be like X's like that, but if I switch this to a black one like this, now the tree is black. So this is on the layer map 5, screen 4, but I put it on layer 1. So if I look at the walkability, you'll run into that if you walk into it. You won't be able to walk through it. So that's basically like just any kind of combo you have on here. It'll affect walkability and things like that. It's basically on the same level as Link. So if you switch this, let's put it on layer, so that's 1 and 2. So we put it on layer 3 or 4, 504. So now, it is walkable, so you'll walk under it. So this layer is above Link, but I think below flying enemies. And I think that actually layer 4 ignores walkability, and then layer 3... Oh, okay, they both ignore walkability, okay. So that's layer 3, and then layer 6 is overhead, basically. Overhead everything, so let's try that. Let's try putting it overhead now. 504. And let's make it transparent. So you have a transparent tree. When you walk under it, it'll sort of change your, I guess, your shade. So that's useful for making, like, I don't know, like dark rooms or something like that, adding some kind of dark ambiance. I do that later in my quest, so I'll show you some examples later. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, so next on screen, tile warps and side warps, very important. So here's my tile warp. In 2.5 you have your choice between A, B, C, or D. So that's really useful. In 2.10 and previous versions you only had one option for tile warps and side warps. So just the default would be A, I guess, if you're importing a 2.10 quest. But so when you slash the tree there, right here, it opens up a cave here, and to specify where that cave goes, you go into Tile Warp. So this is entrance and exit, 2D map, level 1, screen 70, and combos carryover. I'm not really sure what that does, but if you hit go, this is the screen where you will appear when you go into that cave. So if you want to go back out in the overworld, you would put in a side warp here when you go down that door. So you select down side warp. This is entrance and exit, but you could make it also insta warp with blackout, things like that. I tend to use insta warp with blackout and opening wipe, things like that, instead of entrance and exit now. I don't know why, I just find it easier to use. But anyway, so once you go down the door, you will come back out here, and that's what these are for, these blue squares. So this sort of programs where you'll appear on the screen. So let's go back to the other one. So it's right here. So I set that for right there. You might also want to set this one too. This is where you begin if you, I guess, continue. So it's kind of important to set the green one as well as the blue one, just to avoid continue bugs, things like that. So let's go back to the overworld again. So that's how tile warps and side warps work. I showed you secret combos. Under combo, these are important to use too. So for example, if you have, say, tall grass, let me see, is there a tall grass combo around here? Should be a tall grass. Oh, here we go. So if I put tall grass around here, if you slash it, and I believe, actually I think tall grass just goes to the next combo, but if you have something that's slashable or movable, like a block, you want to move a block across the screen. So whenever you move the block, you need to set the under combo. So for example, the current one is this one right here. So if I put a block, let me just get a block somewhere, right here. So if I put that block there and I move it, every time I move the block right here, the previous spot where the block was, the under combo, this one will appear, so that won't look very good. So you'll probably want to set it to maybe this one, or something like that. I just used that under combo for this right here, even though I set the slash flag. You know, just to be certain that it will turn into that little stump there. Okay, and doors, that's really pertinent to dungeons. And maze path, that's if you want to set a maze path. I think you have to set that in screen flags. Let's see. Somewhere around here would be to make it a maze path. I'm not really sure where it is in 2.5. Oh, use maze path here. So if I click that, there would be a maze path north, 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 north. You have to get out. Alright, so that's all for this part of behind the ZCenes. So this is really turning into a Zquest tutorial, but hopefully next time I can start explaining my quest. So I will see you for more behind the ZCenes.